we showcase Western Nebraska as knowing what we're doing and being fairly competent, and most of all being friendly and welcoming to people. So it's a lot easier to be friendly and welcoming if you know what you're talking about. So that's why I thought the training was so important. This event came out of one of our goals for Friends of Ash Hollow to provide a 150th event that was to the scale of the 100th event that we had in 1967. We had 20,000 people that came to the Ash Hollow pageant, and we wanted to kind of recreate that but not do the same thing. So out of that goal came the desire to talk about the convergence of all the cultures that have utilized Ash Hollow, especially during the 1860s when Nebraska became a state. And those cultures that came here and lived here, where the Native Americans were here first, then the fur traders, then the pioneers, the military came about that time, and then the cowboys later, and the homesteaders that stayed behind to settle Nebraska. So those are the cultures that lived here. We want people to come and experience a little bit of what it was like to live in Nebraska, in Ash Hollow at that time. So our event comes around, it's about the convergence of cultures. It's bringing these cultures back into Ash Hollow in a feeling of harmony and welcoming. So we want all of our people that come to feel like they're welcome and that they can come back here and at any time and feel part of Ash Hollow. What I'd like to do first is have Terry talk to you. He's our safety director, officer. We'll talk about safety issues, and then I'd like Penny to talk about how to sign up to be a volunteer, and then finally have Tammy talk about handling people, so that she's going to talk about disabilities and things that we should and should not do when we're handling people. If somebody faints or is on the ground, how we handle them. So I think it's important that we all know those things. So Terry, you want to come talk a little bit about your safety plan?
All right, like she said, my name's Terry Brenzel. I'm the game warden out of Oshkosh, and I got lucky enough to be able to do this event. So anyhow, somewhere in here we're going to have a law enforcement trailer, we're going to have an ambulance. Cheyenne County Civil Defense is going to bring over communication and mobile hotspot trouble thing. We're going to have EMTs here all the time. On Wednesday, state radio system, they're going to set up a radio tower up on top of the bluff there, and we should be able to talk anywhere in here, and windless hail all through the valley here as far as any situations. And I guess there's going to be people camping down by the greenhouse behind Jeff's house, so we should have good radio communication for all that. These radios, there's going to be, of course, law enforcement in the park. It's going to be myself and a couple other game wardens. So we're going to have them radios. Some of the top dogs with the event will have radios, and then we're going to have some game commission radios coming from Lake McConaughey, trickle down through the system, like through the park and stuff. If you get a walkie-talkie, you don't put it right up on your mouth. You keep about 6 inches away from your mouth so people can hear you. Key the button and count to 2 or something before you start talking, so your whole transmission gets done. Same thing when you get done with your transmission, keep the key pressed and count to 2 or something and let go. And talk clear on the radios. The radio guys are going to be here Thursday, Friday and stuff, to tell you how to talk on the radios. And I would presume whoever's running parking is going to be somebody that's going to be like the top dog with that. And so when we contact somebody to say shut down the park, so we've got a lost kid, he'll spread it out to everybody else, so nobody can leave the park if there's a lost kid until they get the all clear sign. So it's going to be closed down. The National Weather Service, they're probably going to be here and have a radar and all that right here. And if that doesn't happen, they're going to call here every day at 9 o'clock and give us a forecast and the update for severe weather. And if they're here, that'd be great, hands-on and stuff. And through our safety plan, if there's a bad storm within an hour of this place, shut down. Don't anybody get hurt. We're going to have a fire truck here and all that. Event of a fire, everybody head to the parking lot. Get them out of here. we get a deluge rain, this slough over here, going through here, it get 5 feet high with water. Same thing, get everybody out of here. I'd imagine that parking lot down on the north end, we had big rain, it's gonna wash all the cars right to the river. So, you know, don't have anybody stay, everybody get out of here in these types of situations. We have rattlesnakes in here, so you get a call on rattlesnakes or see somebody, call us on the radio. If you're a guy with the Lake McConaughey radio, you get a hold of this mobile command post here, say what you got. You know, same thing with the heat. Somebody has a heat stroke. Somebody falls off the rocks that's not paying attention and should be walking around, they fall off there. We have that. Anything on the highway, we don't do nothing on the highway. So if there's a car broke down or a car's trying to ask you a question off the highway, we don't go on the highway. Because, man, they come down that great big hill and those semis and stuff, 90 miles an hour, you know, that's like suicide out there. So we don't go on the highway, we don't stop nobody on the highway. We don't have nothing to do with the highway. Sheriff's office should be around, the state patrol should be around. Ogallala has like 1 trooper working on the weekends, and that's it. Garden County's got 1 trooper, and he usually works nights. So I don't, unless they send people in from Scotts Bluff, because Garden County is out of Scotts Bluff, you know, there probably won't be a whole lot of patrol stuff around. So the highways, you know, danger stranger, stay away from that highway. Trying to think, just something happens, you know, we'll tell you, you need an ambulance wherever, you know, clear your area up and have it accessible to those people. You see the ambulance coming, and you're going to have the t-shirts, you know, we're going to make, what color are the t-shirts going to be?
Lime green.
Lime green. We'll tell everybody it's the EMT, fire people, us, look for lime green. You know, some of the events they have hunter's orange vest on or whatever, you know, so they can pick you out of the crowd, you know. You got something, give a good description where you're at. If we get to a situation where there is a fire, terrible rain, something to get everybody's attention, we're going to turn our sirens on our vehicles. So you know, you hear a siren blowing, and, you know, if you don't have a radio or whatever, don't know what's going on, that probably means something bad's going on. So we don't want that to happen.
And what do they do when they hear that?
Depends on what the situation is. I would close down everything. Don't let anybody in or out. You know, like if you see a fire, you see it, smell it, or whatever, you know, sirens are going. You know, I would think common sense would, before you hear the radio, you'd see all that or smell it. You know, get them out of here. With the trolleys and stuff going through here, you know, just everything's common sense. You know, if people are in front of them, try to get them out of there. Safety first. Safety's a big thing. So everybody has fun and nobody gets hurt. I don't think you got any poison ivy out here. I know at McConaughey we got a lot of poison ivy. Is there? Yeah.
There is.
You might, if you're walking around, just a courtesy thing, like you said, if you know where it's at, say, hey, don't go in there to take a nap. Poison ivy, you know.
And I'm making up postcard size pieces of paper that everyone will get, every volunteer will get one, and it has all the contact numbers on it. So you can carry it around with you, you know, in your purse or in your pocket
So
or
even,
whatever.
Yeah, so the
you'll
people
know.
that don't have walkie-talkies, you know, they'll have that piece of paper with our phone numbers, and, you know, everybody's phone numbers on it to call and stuff. And
Yeah, and if you have a cell phone,
Pierre,
bring it.
Pierre will put a big antenna up here. If we get overloaded, you know, McConaughey and stuff on big weekends, we'll have good cell phone service, and we won't be shut down. I don't see Jeff here. I know he's out running around. But I do have some concerns of windless hill, and I don't know what they're going to do there. But when you go up the hill, past that sod house, are you going to have anybody working there?
No.
So there's no game plan on Windlass Hill?
No game plan. We have nothing.
Anyhow, half the road is overgrown with bushes. There's only a half a road going up there. And then when you get up to the Conestoga wagon up there, there's a small parking lot. And I can see if they don't do something, somebody pulling up there with a motorhome and a boat hooked on the back of that thing, there's going to be absolutely no way turn those vehicles around. So hopefully they do something with that, because that could be a snag. And same thing, if somebody walks up Windlass Hill, and that sidewalk going up, it's quite a walk, because I walk it quite a bit. And there could be possibilities for heart attacks, heat stroke, that kind of stuff. And I don't know if they got a picnic table up there on top or not for somebody to sit down. But once you get up on top, there's no place even to sit down. And if they ain't in good shape, that's going to be quite a walk up there. There's no water up there, no nothing. So hopefully they come up with a plan on that. So that could be a snag as far as safety. Down here, I don't see no problem. Everything's in good shape. And drive wherever the people through here on the carriers and that. So that shouldn't be a problem. And everybody that's working should have sunscreen, probably some bug spray, good hat, because it's going to get hot down here, especially until it gets underneath those trees to cool stuff off. So that'd be very important. Big thing, hydration. Drink a lot of water, because it's going to be hot. Any other questions? Anybody got?
No. What do we do?
All dogs have to be on a leash. That's right. 6 foot long
yes,
leashes.
absolutely.
Very good. So we don't want to have dog bites. Yeah, that's it. Thanks for bringing that up to my attention.
Is there any camping in the park?
What's that?
Is there any camping in the park?
The only camping that I'm aware of is over here for the volunteers and stuff at the greenhouse. As far as open to the public, no. However,
The military guys are going to camp in their tents, and the fur traders are going to camp in their tents, which is good because we'll have some people monitoring the park at night.
How many water stations are you going to have?
4. We're going to be scattered throughout the area.
Yes. There'll be
Yeah.
one in the Native American area. There'll be one at the visitor center. There's one here in our area,
And Pioneer.
and one out at the Pioneer Project. So they're fairly well distributed. These are going to be run by groups that are going to be selling water. We will be giving away water to all of our volunteers. The guys on the gators are going to go around and offer water. We've ordered 12,782 bottles of water. So we should have quite a few bottles of water. And we have a reefer offered by Walmart. So we've got a place to keep it cold and keep the ice. So that's a wonderful thing. They donated to us.
We have recycling things from that water.
No, we don't.
That pump down
I
there's
can
got
bring
good
some.
water in it.
Yeah, it's hard to
And then
use.
when you come into the park, from my understanding, there'll be no vehicles going up the hill except for our shuttles.
Right.
So we won't have no problems with people driving and people getting ran over and that kind of stuff. That's a good safety thing. And my understanding also is everybody's going to park to the north, and they'll be coming up through all this. And then at the base of the hill there again, they can get on a shuttle. And it'll take them up to the visitor center, and that's where you can see the artifacts and stuff. That part of the trip.
Tammy McConnell.
Hi. Heat stroke, I would encourage you to find the website, read up on it, get to know its signs. It is going to be one of the issues that we will hit. It's not an if, it will be a will. What I would encourage you to do is if you see somebody having conditions like that, do not try to treat them, okay? Don't be starting to pour water on them and different things because you can deal with shock issues. Get on the walkie-talkies, get us somebody to help, get the EMTs over there to deal with that issue, okay? Having people not trained in treating can really be a liability for us. Handicapped people, okay, or people that fall down or whatever. My policy in my department for transportation is open hand. We don't do anything closed hand. We can't grab onto people. We can't lift them. We can't pull them. We can't tug on them. The reason is because, again, if you hurt them when you're trying to help them, it's a lawsuit waiting to happen. So you can brace yourself this way, putting one foot out and offer your arm and let them pull themselves up using your arm for a pull, but you can't grab onto them. People that are on blood thinners, you can severely bruise them. as soon as you grab hold. Okay. Putting on and off sweaters, let family and friends deal with that. Again, if we go helping people with that kind of thing, we can pull our muscles, especially in our elderly. It's really easy to do. It's just liability issues, so keep those in mind. Okay. And then, just make sure you know your emergency contacts to get to the EMTs. Okay. And let them deal with anything that we're not allowed to. Okay. And it's just insurance reasons and keep us all safe. That was all pretty much I had. Okay. So just know that the EMTs are going to be here on site, and that's the kind of things they'll be dealing with. Okay.
Right.
Thank
Thanks,
you.
Penny. Penny, you want to come talk about volunteers?
So I guess that what we did for this event was we created a website. We're using signup.com, and it's working really well. We show 96 spots per day, and I think I have maybe 15 to 18 spots actually registered. But it's really a nice little app that we have, and it'll send you text alerts if you want it to, or it will email you a reminder that lets you know that it's your time. And I'll go ahead and give it to you, but we can also, if you just let me know, we'll send it to you. But it's http://signup, all one word, .com/go/RNTQ9H. And so that's the how you would do it, but it's easier to just get the link and click it and go from there. And it's a real friendly version. Our shifts are split into 9 to 1 and 1 to 6. The areas, the time that the park is open, and we have volunteers for everything. I think we pretty much got everything halfway figured out where we needed people to go. People that show up that day, we will make them watch the video for training, and then we will send them to the designated areas wherever people need the most. So I went to a Rotary yesterday, and I've had 7 people sign up just from Rotary yesterday, so that's really kind of nice. What else did you want me to talk about?
Finding out.
And I wanted to make sure we pointed out where the 4 water stations were going to be. That's why I did that.
So how many volunteers do you have?
Well, I have 96 spots, and on Friday I have 17.
17?
Yep.
And Jeff, how many game commission people signed up?
Oh, I don't know. We got all our bases covered though. There's a bunch.
But now what's not covered is I know that the drivers for the people movers have not signed up yet. I have 1 that is signed up, but that's you? Okay, thank you. You're Daryl then? David, thank you very much. And but I know 21st Century is donating 3 tractors, and they're hoping to have people to drive them as well. We'll have 6 people movers in the park. We have 2 here now. We're getting 4 more from the UNL, and so there will be that will be how it gets people up and down in this area. There will be no motorized vehicles except for the staff's UTVs, ATVs, or golf carts. Everything else, the vendors will be allowed to come in between 6:30 and 8:30. 9. And then they have to be out. No cars while there's people in here. We just simply can't have it. So I don't know what else I need to cover.
So if anyone asks you, if they say, my grandma's over here and she's hurt, I got to go get my car. No. You get an EMT, we get the ambulance. No cars are allowed in after 9 o'clock and before 6 o'clock.
You need to park in the parking area and then work your way
Yeah.
back over this way. So we don't have a designated area for volunteers. The parking area is on the north end of the park. Clear out that way is where it'll be.
How do you get to it?
There'll be signage out there that shows the event parking.
At the cemetery,
Yeah,
you go east from the cemetery,
yeah,
and then you can get on a shuttle and ride the shuttle down to here.
yes.
As far as what we're doing for our volunteers, we very much appreciate you. And we've ordered green shirts for you to wear, so you're easy to recognize, unless you're in need to wear a period costume, of course. Game and Parks has purchased bag lunches for all the volunteers every day. So we'll have a lunch for you. We've got water for you. And then Thursday night, we're having a volunteer feast at the Llewellyn Lodge for all of our volunteers at 6 o'clock. So we hope you all come, participate. We'd like to thank you for volunteering and for being here.